How y'all doing, everybody? This is Ray of RebelEars.com with another episode of the Rebel Ears podcast with a special guest joining us today, Don Allen, the CEO and co-founder of the Black Runway Experience. Of course, the fifth upcoming edition is coming October 19th. We're going to get into depth with it, but first off, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm great, man. I appreciate you for this opportunity, man. This is the first podcast I'm doing this year as far as it goes, as far as the show. So I appreciate you for the opportunity, man.
Hey, no problem. I know there's going to be a lot more lined up, but let's first talk about the Black Runway Experience, because a few things I saw, because it's a lot of engagement, and I saw that it was more built on the community. So let me get more information on that.
Just straight off, shout out to my business partner, Angel. Angel Turner, I don't even know if she's going to be upset about me putting out her last name like that. But that's my business partner. And I love that you brought up the community side, because that was really her biggest thing, was creating something for the community. Like that was her baby. That was her child for it. I'm more so on like the fashion side, and I had a brand. And I came to her about it, like, I got a brand I want to push.
Yeah.
And it was a brand. It was called No Ugly Girls Allowed. And it's the brand. It was my brand. No Ugly Girls Allowed. But the thing about it was about inner beauty and confidence for women.
Yeah.
And what I learned was I didn't have the opportunity sometimes to tell people it's about inner beauty and confidence. And I was like, man, what can I do to be able to showcase my brand and also be able to tell people about it? And that was kind of like the birth of it. She wanted to do a community outreach, but she also wanted to do a pop-up shop. She already had that idea. And I have said, well, I want to do a fashion show with my brand. Mm-hmm. So when that came about, it was like, well, let's put this all together. Let's put this whole thought together, and let's create a fashion show pop-up shop where it's helping the community. And was the birth of the Black Runway Experience. It didn't really start from, hey, I have 4 friends who I know have clothing lines, and I know a couple people who have like a candle brand. One of my other friends had like a shea butter. Yeah. And then my sister was doing, shout out to my sister Tia, she had a brand where she was doing makeup. And I was like, well, let's just all put them all in one room. And literally, the name, the Black Runway Experience, the stage was black. So people think it's like a black thing. The stage was black.
That's creative.
And it was like, well, let's call it the Black Runway Experience. It was literally like, this is a phone call. And I told Angel, I was like, well, let's do it. I know a spot we can do it at. It's called Space Condo. Shout out to Space Condo, where we did our first 2 shows. And I was like, let's do it here. And she called me. We talked about this on a Sunday. She said we got a meeting too. I called her. We talked about this on a Sunday. She called me back that Sunday afternoon. Like, we got a meeting with the venue on Tuesday. And we did it the first time, and it was like, okay, cool. That was something cool we did. Everybody showed up. It was a dope opportunity. Everybody's like, oh, we had a great time. It was just something different. We didn't ever see it being done like this. And so me and Angel was like, let's do it again. And we did it 3 more times. So this is, like I said, this will be our 5th show.
Yeah, and the consistency from, the foundation. It's fun to see exactly something you manifest and then grow from it.
For sure.
Yeah, you'll start off saying, let's just try it out to see what could come out of
it. Completely. That was completely the idea. It was like, let's do something to push this brand. And it became the Black Runway Experience, where it's like, I don't even have my brand in it anymore. My brand was in the first 3 shows. In the last 2 shows, my brand isn't in it. Like, the Black Runway Experience is now my brand.
What can a person coming for the first time get out of it?
It just depends. It's a couple of different atmospheres. As a vendor, we really solely focus on the vendors. Like, my biggest thing is because, and this goes back to what you asked, the original question you asked, why my brand is possibly not like in a part of this one, is because I've started to fall in love with helping people push their brands out. So the last show, and I always apologize to Angel, because the first 3 shows, I was so much more worried about my brand, No Ugly Girls Allowed. Yeah. Because it was like, I'm trying to push my brand, I'm trying to push my clothes, I'm trying to get people to actually understand what my brand is. Yeah. So it wasn't until this 4th show that I understood, like, oh no, we have a whole nother business with the Black Runway Experience. Yeah. And it's like, oh, well, this person needs help. Like, I have a brand, No Flavors, No Favors. They need help. The brand's Money Conscious. They need help. Like, in just different spaces and like people getting their thing out there. So once I learned that side of it, it kind of gave me a different like grasp on it. But to get to your other question, what people can expect as a vendor, we want to give you that opportunity to showcase and tell people about your brand. Yeah. Like, a lot of times people may just see a hat. You see this, it's a crown, it's a me. I know that's what it is, but if I don't get the opportunity to actually say what crown me means for me, somebody might not be able to might not ever get that brand understanding. So what I did with like No Ugly Girls Allowed, it was, let me voice to loud. This is about inner beauty and confidence. And then my models also show that. So I got a model who looks like this. I got a model who looks like that.
Yeah.
I have a guy in the brand. I have a female. You know what I'm saying? And it was more so to, let me show people what this brand about, as far as from the vendor side. As far as an attendee, come to expect to have a great time. My biggest thing with attendees is come with your outfit on. Like, I hate going to the clubs. It's dark. We with our friends in the section. I could have hung with these people at home and spent less money.
I know.
Come here. The lights are bright. So your shoes, your shirt, everything actually has to be together.
Make sure you spot on.
It's not like being in the club.
Yeah.
Because in the club you can play some things off because the lights are dim. So in this space, it's really supposed to be a great environment for people to come and have a good time. And we got our family there. My daughter will be working at the door. She's 9 years old. She at the door putting on wristbands. She letting people know like it is that situation, but it's a family good community event where we're actually helping people showcase their brands. But I want my people to come in and be able to have something different than just going to the club. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, let's come have a good time, and we don't got to be in the club.
And then one thing I saw on the flyers, one of the words that always catch me, networking.
Yes, sir.
Because a lot of people don't understand, like, of course you could talk about community, you could talk about the fashion side of it, but what's going to come out of it, like, further on, networking good example. We linked up because of this hat.
I was like, bro, I know that.
Yeah, at the Brunch with Bros because, of course, I met Marquell Russell. Shout out to him. I saw Kevin there. Shout out to him. He was there for a minute, but he had to leave.
Yep.
And then you was sitting in the corner. You came in,
yep.
And then you just approached me like, oh, you know Fresh, crown me. I'm like,
it was his grand opening for the food side of things.
The soft opening.
Yeah, soft opening for the food.
I ain't gonna lie, Fresh. Appreciate the smoothies because I'm still on a 21-day fast. 1 meal a day, straight liquids, and yeah, those smoothies been saving my life.
Shout out to Fresh, man. Shout out to Fresh, man. Y'all go to the Treehouse, man. East Atlanta Treehouse, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out, man. But to go to that story, Kev is actually my mentor. Mm-hmm. Kev is my mentor in film and media. Yeah. So that's
Locker Room Production.
Locker Room Productions. Shout out to LRP. Locker Room Productions. I'm actually a member of Locker Room Productions, and that's how I actually met Marquell. So I met Marquell through Kev. Yeah. So that's how that whole relationship became. But that's Marquell, Kev. Those are my brothers now. It's a whole different. Like, Brunch with Bros has really brought a group of people together, so it's a total different atmosphere.
And then one thing with Brunch with Bros, because my first time going, I think it was either 3 or 4 weeks ago, but the first time I went there, it was more engaging on men engaging with other men instead of, making it feel like, people talking down on you.
For sure.
They wanted to understand, like, what a person was going through, their mindset, because it was a safe space, even a conversation. I won't go in depth with it, but we was talking about how a person tried another person.
For sure.
And it was his approach on, you know what, you don't know what this guy, why he said it that way, or what he was going through. And he had to, like, let me talk you to the side.
No, I think that's been the importance of Brunch with Bros. And just like, this is not a shameless plug. This is our plug. Shout out to Brunch with Bros. Because it has actually helped me in so many different spaces, because as men, sometimes with this whole thing about emotional intelligence and just being a man and being able to speak your mind and to speak your emotions, I felt like Brunch with Bros has created this space to where even if my emotions kind of get overwhelming for me, there's other men who can actually help me, like, understand what's going on.
Instead of just putting it to the side.
Instead of just putting it to the side or just keeping it in. Like, I had a conversation where I was like, man, I had this situation going on with me and my girl. Yeah. And I was like, I want to talk to I'm talking to my female friends about it. I can't talk to these other guys about it because they don't got a real relationship. But it's a group of men in here who can actually give me a different perspective on it and tell me how I can navigate through that situation. So Brunch with Bros has been life-changing for me because I get to express my feelings around other men who aren't judging me for how I may have even reacted to that situation.
Instead of like, man, why you being sensitive? Like,
why you being sensitive?
It should be to the point like, okay, just letting you know, the reason you're feeling this way is because of what you're going through at this moment. There's ways to deal with it. And then, even the first time I went there, I felt like I didn't feel judged. I felt open. I felt comfortable.
Exactly.
You want to go to a place where you're comfortable to speak your mind. Sometimes you go to a place, you be like, I don't know if I should say something.
I ain't going to say nothing in here. I don't even want to bring up that point about what's going on in my life because I don't want nobody to judge me. But Brunch with Bros is in that place, and I love it, man. Shout out to Pastor D. Shout out to Open Wings Ministry. Shout out to Marquell. Y'all doing an amazing thing over there at Brunch with Bros.
So when is it? It's like the end of the last Saturday of the month?
It's like the last Saturday of the month, but they usually send out a text message because some things sometimes change. We want to just keep it indulged with people who understand what the mission is and what we're trying to do. But like, Brunch with Bros, y'all can go we don't post any of the information.
Yeah.
Because we want people to know, like, it's a secluded situation. You just kind of see, like, the recap video of men fellowshipping.
You don't even hear, like, the discussion.
No.
You hear music playing in the background,
yeah.
but you see the engagement.
For sure. Because me and Kev do all the editing for those videos.
Oh, yeah. and one thing, like, the editing side, we're going to talk about content creating and branding, too.
Sure.
Now, you went to InvestFest, right?
Oh, yes, I did. I did go to InvestFest.
How was that?
This was my first year going. And I actually went with my other mentors because I do real estate as well.
Yeah,
so,
I be seeing your posts.
Yeah,
I'm like, dang, he does it all.
Yeah, I'm flipping 2 houses right now. I got 2 properties I'm actually flipping right now. Shout out to my mentor.
They were like property next to each other?
Yeah, my mentor, Gene Johnson. Shout out to Gene Johnson and the Construction Kings, Kelly Parker. Those guys gave me an opportunity to do an owner finance play. And y'all can look up what owner finance means. But he basically gave me an opportunity to flip these 2 properties, help me with the lender, help me find the money, gave me all the contractors. So it's really like a property management job. It was super simple. That I just got a dope opportunity. But within that space, they said, do you want to go to InvestFest? Anytime they have any event like that, they were like, do you want to go to InvestFest? And I was like, they was like, do you want to go to InvestFest? And it was like, InvestFest was a couple weeks ago, so it was like kind of still at the time where I was looking for vendors for the fashion show. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to go. So when they gave me the opportunity to go, I was like, yeah, this is up my lane. This is what I love to do.
Take advantage.
Yeah. And when I went, for me, there's no shade. But like the difference between InvestFest and what the Black Runway experience is, and I just even going back to our thing, we don't like to try to keep it a little more niche. We don't want to have 100 clothing brands and 10 people in here sell hats, or 5 people sell hats. Like if there's a hat brand in here, there may be 1 or 2 hat brands. Right now, I just had a whole full-fledged argument with my business partner because I wanted to do another dessert person. She's like, nah, that's not a part of our brand. We have 1 dessert person. We have 1 candle person. We have 1 person that sells plants. We don't want to create too much competition within the room. We want everybody to create this as a family. So if I have 2 candle people right here, if I stop by that first candle spot, I'm probably not going to buy a candle from this next person, even if I really like this candle. So like we try to keep it very niche down to where we don't even want to create too much friction as far as people having to spend money. You already got to spend money to get in. You might want to buy you a drink. You might want to buy you some food. We don't want you to say, oh, I can't support. We're trying to get every vendor in the room. That's why I said we're very vendor heavy. Like we focus on the vendors. Yeah. Like we want to help those people out. So in that space, we try to keep it to where, and that's the difference for me. Like in InvestFest, I felt like it was too much to choose from. Too much. Yeah. It was too much to choose from to where I'm gonna go walk up to Fresh because I have a personal relationship. I'm gonna buy a hat. I might buy a hat from Fresh, but I'm not gonna go buy a hat from this guy. Yeah. Because I just bought a hat. You know what I'm saying? Or I just bought this. So. I saw the list of the booths. I'm like, that's crazy. But it makes sense because, of course, InvestFest is gonna get bigger year by year. Even, when it comes to like these these conferences, and then you go into a big open space, there's gonna be competition. That's automatic. For sure. But when you're over it's different, and that's what the Black Runway experience. I can see that's what it's gonna be about. I'm a family man. I'm a family man, bro. Like I love. Like I said, my daughter's gonna be at the door. My fiance is gonna be at the door. Her sister's working the door. Her cousin is the bartender. My cousin is the security guard. Family oriented. It's like I'm putting money. I rather put money back in my people's pocket. Like that's the smartest way to do because, I heard. I'm trying to remember. It was an interview I saw with these 2 couples. It was like a couple who started business together are 77% more successful than a couple doing it individually. I can see it. I completely see it. Even with down to me and my partner, me and Angel were bartenders together. We bartended in the airport together for like 5 years. So like we already had a relationship. Like this was my friend first. This was my friend. I had an idea. She had an idea. We combined the ideas. She already said that she wanted to work with me and my brother. Because my brother is the host of, and they go to that. My brother is the host of the show. Ooh. One of my best friends is the DJ. Like, this is all collective working together. Family. That's the best way for a business to be, especially because I can't tell you the business itself. You probably know what I'm talking about, but a few of my friends back in the day, they had this big event that happens like, I think monthly, and it was just a lot of collectives who wasn't on the same page. Someone was thinking about the passion side, someone was thinking about money. Some people get money hungry, and then it ruins the structure of a successful event to the point that you don't even see it anymore because too many opinions. Yeah. Because now I'm just thinking of it. I'm thinking like, man, this one event was so successful, and then they had a lot of people come to this event, but it was just like
when people are not on the same page, it ruins the whole structure of it.
No, for sure.
It's terrible.
And I mean, I think that's been a really dope part about me and Angel being friends first. Like, me and her being able to be friends first. We have our differences, we have everything, but we also already knew each other. So, like, we know our little quirks. I know what's going to irritate her. She knows what's going to irritate me. We already were in a... And we bartended. I don't know if people ever bartended before, but if you ever bartended, you have to be in a you have to have a good partner. Oh, like, because you have to have that person's back. So we already had that.
Y'all had a good bar back?
We didn't have bar back.
Oh, so
it's
y'all
just
were doing...
It's me, her, and maybe another bartender.
You had to have like without a bar back, y'all had to be on the same page. If you have someone slacking,
we had to wash our own dishes.
Bro, I need ice. Like, are you gonna get the ice or not?
Exactly. Like that's the type of situation.
People don't understand. Like ice be like.
We had to change our own kegs. We had to go fill up our own beers. We had to go grab our own alcohol. We had to change our own. We had to wash all glasses in the restaurant. Only all the glasses in the restaurant come to behind the bar.
Yeah.
Like, regardless, every glass goes through the bar. That's so, like, crazy. And then there was days when the dishwasher may go down. So we got to hand wash everything. So, like, it was different. But, like, we already had a great work relationship. So we already knew how to kind of operate with each other.
And that's good to see, too, especially, the foundation of, we were both bartenders. We got it from the mud ground up. We was our own bar backs.
We've never had sponsors.
Really?
This is the first year, shout out to the Construction Kings, this is the first year that we ever had a sponsor. Everything's been out of pocket, me and Angel's pocket. Like, we've never asked for any help. It's been, you come up with your half, I come up with my half, and
make it happen.
We're going to make it happen.
Yeah. Hey, I got to say congrats, man, because because I understand when it comes to doing something you're passionate about consistently for years, it's different than, starting off like, let's see how it goes, but to still have that drive and passion. And then the consistent posting, because one thing, content creating, people don't understand, like, it's an actual business.
No, for sure.
Like, even with me, I schedule posts. Saturdays and Sundays are my days of editing and posting. Because throughout the week, I ain't trying to do... I ain't gonna lie, I hate social media. I'm gonna be honest, the reason why I hate it so much, because it's kind of like... Well, it depends on the algorithm on the social media. Like, you might post up, you like, oh, man, this couple's not doing so good. Or you might see something like, I'm doing research on this app that can help me to, further what I'm doing. So it's a love-hate thing.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a kind of the complete opposite. I am actually one of those people who love social media. I love it from all aspects. Like, I am one of those people who actually enjoy all aspects of it. I literally love studying it. I love helping people. That's where I really kind of strive or thrive at as far as LRP when it comes to, like, me and Cut and Kev.
Yeah.
Like, Kev is the man when it comes down to shooting and editing. But I'm the guy who, like, well, how we put this out?
Yeah.
Like, I want to sit down and figure out what's our Monday post, what's our Tuesday post, what's our Wednesday post, what's our Thursday post, what's our Friday post. What are you going to post in your stories throughout the week?
So let me correct myself, because the only thing I hate about social media, the hours I expend on it.
Oh, no, for sure. No, for sure. No. That's...
Like, literally, I could be looking at one post, and I look at my phone like, how did 45 minutes just pass?
No, I would definitely say I hate the consumption of it. Now, that part of it, I have noticed that it's an addiction. Like, and that's the other side of it. Like, and that's why I can even probably say I love it, because it's one of those things that I love to be a part of. Like, and I kind of always call myself, Marquel get on me about this a lot, because I always say I'm a part of the younger crowd. I'm 34, but I'm
35.
a part of, I feel like I'm a part of that younger crowd who can embrace it. So I can communicate with them on it, but I understand the generation before us needs it.
I agree completely on what you're saying, because the only way to get ahead is to do research, constantly educating yourself on what's out there.
For sure.
What do you know about Opus Clip?
Use the keywords yet?
The keywords.
I'll talk to you.
But yeah, you can upload a long form video on there, and it turns it into short forms. It could be up to 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on what you want. I even have my own template that matches with the brand too. I love that. Yeah. I actually doubled my count from 2 months ago. It was under 30. Last September, we got up to 30 shorts and 13 videos. And now we're trying to double it this next month.
Well, we bought the yearly subscription.
That's better.
But we have, like, because it's for the LRP brand. Yeah. So, like, we have multiple clients. So we're doing things for the church. We're doing things for other podcasts. We're doing things for Marquell podcasts. We're doing things for me and Kev content. So
That's the smartest way to go.
it was like almost like a no-brainer for us. And but I figured out a way to kind of like marry it with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So
with the transcripts?
So I transcribe it through ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT to find the highest moments, and then I use those to actually ask ChatGPT to give me the keywords that I could use inside of Opus Clips in order to be able to find the highly most engaging parts of my video. So that way Opus has a better understanding of what I'm looking for.
You got the paid version of ChatGPT, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Because I'll be asking people, they be like, not yet. I'm like, you missing out.
No, you got to. Because even with have you seen the voice thing? Have you seen the voice thing where they're doing the Ebonics thing, though?
I could go on to talk about
No. I love Opus. I just figured out another little, like I said, the keyword was big for me, but I pulled the keywords and put it into Opus because it gives you the option to go find what it is.
Yeah.
So it was able to find the video. It niches it down a little bit even cleaner for you.
You gotta show me that.
Yeah, like, and it's there. This is the feature that I think people are just not paying attention to. Like when you upload the video, it's literally up under it. What are the keywords that you want us to find?
Yeah, I did see that. I just like, I don't need it right now, but I knew for a fact we're gonna probably do research later on. But that's when the time comes. I guess the time's now.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's as simple as that. Like, we know what we're talking right now. If you were to put this whole video in there and just type in the Black Runway Experience, Opus, like it's just literally typing them in like that, and it's gonna go find those things.
So, good example, because Fresh and I think it was Thursday, I came up to the spot. We literally did a quick 30-minute video behind the stage, and I guess I could just type in take off ATL and it'll pop those keywords in.
It's gonna look for every time you say take off ATL. It's even crazier now where you can say go find the funny moments. It's getting crazy.
Nah, it's getting crazy, but it's kind of like,
because like you can say
times.
you can say like go find the funny moments, and it's gonna find whenever you were laughing.
That's crazy. I didn't.
I'm a shooter too. Like LRP, I'm a shooter as well. I do the content creation, but I'm also a shooter for LRP. I'm a shooter for the Construction Kings.
Yeah.
So I do all the media. If you look at the Construction Kings, you know who Desi Banks is?
I heard of Desi Banks. Oh, the comedian.
Yeah. So I don't know if you noticed he got into real estate. So he has real estate. If you go follow Desi B Designs. Desi B Designs, if y'all haven't found out, Desi Banks is actually doing real estate now. And his mentors are my mentors, but I shoot all the content for the Desi B Design page.
That's crazy. Hey, it's who you connect with, but also the information's out there. One thing I tell people, don't be afraid to just, get out your comfort zone.
For sure. You got to.
Yeah.
Even
this.
Yeah, I feel like, and I'm down to say this. I will go down as one of the greatest networkers of all time. Like, I'm one of those people who I'm not afraid to talk to anybody. Even when I seen you, I didn't know if nobody in the room knew you. Once I seen that you had something that I could talk to you about, I made that a point to let's have a conversation. To where, like I said, this is why I'm in this position where I'm with you right now.
Let me ask you this: are you an avid reader?
I'm an avid reader.
I just audiobooks?
No, I just got into reading to be transparent, I got into reading about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
My first mentor in real estate, shout out to my boy Todd, put me on a program. We started a program called Project Breakthrough. And what Project Breakthrough was a group of community of people who were dedicated to becoming better versions of themselves.
Yeah.
So every morning we would go live on Instagram and give affirmations. But there was a complete program where we had to walk 15 minutes a day. We had to at least walk anywhere from 30 to 20 minutes a day. You had to read 15 minutes a day. You had to do breath work every day. You had to do affirmations every day.
Ooh.
You had to do 2 glasses of tea, and you had to reflect every day. So you had to write down what your day was every day.
That kind of sound like the 5 a.m. club.
We just rocked with it, man, and it was such a dope experience. And that's what got me into reading, to answer your question. So
yeah.
When it was like I had to read 15 minutes a day, I started picking up books or an audio book. And so yes, to answer your question, yes, I am.
So do you know about How to Win Friends and Influence People?
I've heard of the book. I need to read it though.
Yeah,
I've
by Dale Carnegie. Matter of fact, give me 1 second.
Super dope. I've heard of it.
Yeah. That's a good read because even, David Shan?
Yeah, I actually just did a...
Small World.
Well, so with David was kind of a rewind. Before I got into Project Breakthrough, I wanted to start podcasting.
Yeah.
So my mentor put me on, you should probably watch this guy named David Shantz.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. I fell in love with the whole Social Proof podcast. I fell in love with it.
Hot Seats.
I made it my thing where I have to learn who this dude David Shantz is.
Yeah.
Said I wanted to get around this guy. I literally just had the opportunity to him break down podcasting. I went to the podcast summit. Marquell got me tickets, me and Kev tickets to go to the podcast summit. But the bigger side behind it is I got to do a one-on-one with David, with Marquell. I got to shoot the behind the scenes of Marquell and David having a one-on-one sit down of what Marquell needs to do to start his podcast. So I seen that. I got an hour and 30-minute video of how to podcast from David Shands on my phone.
Okay, that's exclusive for me.
Yeah, I'll send that to you.
Nah, hey.
I got the exclusive video and just learned so much just from the podcast summit and from David.
And the fun fact, because when my mom told me about Marquell Russell a while back, I didn't even know that he was on the Social Proof.
Yeah. Marquell's been on Social Proof. I found out about Marquell because watching David Shands.
Really?
I said I want to be God is amazing and manifestation is amazing.
Hey.
And I'm really a true believer in manifestation.
Me too.
I said I want to be around Marquell Russell. Mm-hmm. I remember saying I want to be around Marquell because of how he talked and this is before I even knew Kev knew him.
Yeah.
Me and Kev were already friends. When I wanted to get into media because of the Construction Kings,
Yeah.
Kev said, come to this event with me. He didn't tell me who it was, what it was, nothing like that. It was actually, you know who Boyce Watkins is? He teaches.
Wait, no. He's an educator. Yeah.
He's an educator.
He has glasses. He has his own YouTube.
It's called The Black.
He does live. The Black. I know. Finances. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I'm asking Kev to teach me about media.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, these guys just gave me an opportunity to where I could start shooting content for them, but I don't know what I'm doing, bro. This is last October. Let me tell you how fast all this is going on. This is from last October.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you just helped me because I knew Kev did media. Yeah. But me and Kev was already cool because another relationship of some other things we had going on. And Kev was like, pull up on me. I got an event going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How many days can you come? I had a job and everything at the time. I was like, bro, I can be there for sure Thursday and Friday. I told my job I got a better opportunity. I can't make it this weekend. My job was like, okay, cool. We know what you want to do with your life. Go out there and do it. You got your job still. Don't even worry about it. Was with Kev that
Shout out whatever job that is.
Shout out to the Italian oven, man. That's I bartended there and served there. But went through that. When we were there with Kev, was like, I really want to take this thing serious, bro. You really came out here the whole weekend. I want you to come to this other event when I got going on next Thursday. Hence, this is where I met Marquell. I met Marquell in that event. Marquell didn't even really pay me no attention because Kev always has interns come in and out.
Yeah.
Just Kev showing up and man, Kev,
consistency.
Yeah, Kev just put me on the team and just gave me the opportunity to he really wanted me to help with the management side of things. He's like, you're good at what you do, but you network better than a lot of people. Kev gave me the opportunity. He kept just kind of putting me in position to be able to do this. And he was like, bro, you're great. You're good at shooting. They call me the BTS shooter. I'm catching this.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm the BTS shooter. I'm going to catch the shots that nobody's paying attention to. I'm going to catch that hug. I'm going to catch that cry. I'm going to catch that emotion. I'm going to catch that interaction. I'm going to catch that conversation that probably shouldn't get heard on camera. That's my specialty. And but Kev was like,
you're getting the money shots.
Yeah, but Kev was like, bro, you got a different thing with knowing how to talk to people and how to make people just open up and want to be with you, but be around you. I've booked us other clients
just because a skill in itself.
Yeah, just because I was able to talk to this person or be able to do this or just be able to even me and you. I said, I made a point to make sure that you knew who I was and I knew who you was because of what you had on.
Yeah.
And then even later on that day, it was dope when we met at the spot because I'm like, nah, that's what. If you talk to Don, my girl already knows. She even know. We go somewhere, she know we're gonna be there an extra 30 minutes after the event because Don is going to talk to somebody or talk to the owner or talk to whoever's in superior to be able to make sure the next time we come in this situation, we're in a different position. Yeah, we're in a different position. Every time.
Even from Brunch with Bros, because if I didn't go there, we wouldn't have this interview right here.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming through too because you opened my eyes to Opus Clip because I didn't even know little things like that. That's why you gotta be into content creating because if you're not really into having multiple social media accounts, not just Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest,
it will drive you crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And I keep trying to teach people. My biggest thing lately is talking to people is AI is not a replacement. It's a assistant. Because even when it comes down to Opus Clip, it's not contextualized. It doesn't understand completely the human thought.
That's true.
So it'll cut it off at this word or it'll start it at this part. So there's still certain parts about it. As an editor, you still have to go in there and understand. It might take out the wrong because it's looking for people say
Yeah.
It might take out the wrong It might be a that needed to be there.
And then it just stripped it out. You'd be like, why it sound like that? And you'd be like, and it's just messed up. You'd be like, did it skip?
No, it's a assistant. It's not a replacement.
Yeah. I even love Opus Clips does that. It cuts silences. If you want that, you can tell it, okay, put this word back in. Now, is there a since we're talking about content creating, is there an app that you use when it comes to on your phone that deals with editing?
CapCut is that's
your go-to.
That's my go-to. CapCut. I do pay for the pro, but there's a lot of things you can do for the. There's a lot of things
you got to pay to play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's when it gets to a certain level of what you're doing. I think if you're a content creator and you're just starting and there's something that you just want to do, I think CapCut is perfect for you to get started and going.
Yeah.
Where it elevated for me with having to get in the pro version is because I was putting out a lot more and I wanted to do a lot of different things.
You didn't want to be limited.
Yeah, it was the transitions, it was the different captions that it can create for you.
Oh yeah, the different kind of fonts and
The
then
fonts,
the captions.
the templates of the captions, even like the templates for creating other things outside of the captions.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's just like the words that you want to put up. It's certain things. It's those templates that I want.
Like
to finish.
you like a full sentence, one line sentence or 2 lines.
Yeah. Well, like. So if I want to do something animated, there's only so many animated templates inside of CapCut for free.
Version, yeah.
But there's the ones where you can do like it's glitter and this, that, and the other. So that was one of probably the biggest things why I got the paid version.
You ever heard of InShot?
InShot, I say InstaShot, but InShot, yeah. I should take a screenshot of my like this is an app that's crazy right here. This is a free app. Have you tried this? The Blackmagic Cam app.
I know about Blackmagic.
So
they have their own app?
This is creating look at this. It turns your camera up by like 15 to 20. Like it makes your camera a Blackmagic.
How?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
So like all the settings, you see all the settings? It's all the settings from a Blackmagic.
That's crazy.
So I can go down to my ISO, I can go down to my shutter speed, I can go down. It even got where I can change different lenses, my f-stop, all of that through that app. And it's free.
F-stop, ISO, all that?
Everything. It creates, you may take these cameras down.
Yeah.
And just use iPhones.
That when you start learning stuff, you can take it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I have Adam Mini Blackmagic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have shout out to DJ Wave. He's actually making some mixing courses for Pro Tools, so he uses some of my equipment for that. So I'm actually excited to see that. But yeah, Blackmagic is because I use DaVinci Resolve.
Okay, that's above. Now you're going. I've heard of it, but now you're taking it to a different level of like you got to really be in this game. So I know I've heard of DaVinci Resolve, but I'm not.
I love it. Because people ask me, do you do video? Do you do editing? All this? I'd like to invest in equipment to further on what I want to do.
They're tools.
Just like all this. A friend of mine who does film for like a lot of Marvel, like he does like special effects, and he did like a lot of Marvel movies like Spider-Man. And I told him, what could I improve here? He was like, well, what's your lighting? I only had these umbrellas. And he was like, those are cool, but you want lights with bars
pushing this way because that's usually for photography.
Yeah, so I just wanted, because I wanted to separate from the background with these two, because at first these were the lights over here. And then I was like, it looks off. He came through, he was like, that's why, because you got umbrella lights. You need
some lights pushing this way.
Yeah, and then you can control like how warm.
Yeah, the kelvins, the warmth.
Yeah, and as time went by, I started learning different things. I'm like, okay. So when I go to like different places, do an interview, bring in some of my equipment, they ask me like, you a videographer? I'm like, no, I just like to invest in equipment.
But technically you are, boss. I got to give it to you, bro. Like this setup is super dope. Even what you're using as far as equipment, like I use literally all this stuff on a lot of my podcast sets, like, because I think they're called GWRs, Newer's joints.
Shout out to Newer's, like, the microphone. I'm not gonna lie, the microphones, but like the other equipment,
the lights and all that other stuff,
I love it
for sure. But overall, man, that's kind of like my story, my spiel about things. Like, this all started from me trying to get into real estate. I was a bartender. I wanted to get into real estate. I started doing wholesale. Shout out to my mentor. Like I said, my mentor, Todd. He taught me wholesale real estate. We sold 10 houses in 1 year doing wholesale real estate. My first property I ever purchased was $4,000 with a person living in it. $4,000 in Alabama. $4,000, 3-bedroom, 1 bath with a person living in it. I sold it for $16,000. Never seen a property in my life. Got into that a little bit more. That's how I found the Construction King, because I just was starting to learn about real estate and stuff like that. Yeah. After that, I actually pulled up on my first flip. I did a flip like a year and a half ago. We just sold it last October. But me and my mentor, he bought the house across the street from his house. And we bought that house. We flipped that property. I asked Kelly Parker from the Construction Kings to come over. And he was like, bro, stop. Bro. Like, whoever doing this, they trash. Like, don't let them do nothing else. Fire them tomorrow. And we fired them, got the house finished. And then we went to a situation where a couple months went down. We were that's why it made me go back and get a job.
Yeah.
Opportunity came back with the Construction Kings. They was like, one of my friends seen KP at a restaurant and was like, hey man, you need to meet this dude named KP. And I was like, I already know KP. Kelly, that's my dog. And he was like, well, come to the pop-up shop. Came to the pop-up shop. When I got to the pop-up shop, KP was like, bro, where you been at? I was like, man, I just been kind of going through it with that flip. He was like, okay, bet. Can you come we have a TV show we about to start. It's called No More Bando. He was like, can you come to the TV, to the pilot? We're shooting a pilot.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you know how to work a camera? I was like, nah, bro. He's like, you willing? And I was like, yeah, I'm willing.
Hey, you willing?
And I came to the thing. I'm taking random pictures in the background. And the director was like, let's put him in the TV show.
Opportunity.
And from that moment on, that's kind of like, that goes back to the beginning story where I started calling Kev, like, hey, bro, I just got this opportunity to be in this TV show. I need to learn media a little bit more. And I kind of like the little backstory until we got up to this point.
And he's open to teach you, too.
Kev was a great guy, man. Shout out to, I say shout out to God, because God, put me in a position. To the first day, I shot content from the first day I met Kev. The first day I met Kev, actually, it goes back to the fashion show. My mentor, who I was telling you about, who taught me wholesale real estate,
yeah,
met Kev at another event, seeing Kev actually shoot a fashion show event, seeing his work at a fashion show, was like, this guy has to shoot the next fashion show. Next time he goes to meet up with Kev and the other guys, he invites me over. Kev was like, man, I need somebody to do this video with me. Anybody want to do this video with me? And nobody was like, man, nobody trying to do that. And I was like, I'm with it. Let's do it. Like, I'm ready to do it. Like,
you got to be open.
I was like, let's do it, bro. We shot the video. Me and Kev just started talking back and forth after that. And it's just kind of been history, like how me and Kev relationship just kind of built.
It sounds like a lot of, you just prove a point of manifestation at its finest, because the first part is thinking about it, but actually talking it to existence.
For sure.
And then being open to learn. Because even when you was talking about, when he was asking you, do you know how to work a camera? You said, no. You willing? Yeah. Because I know for a fact a lot of things happen in my life because it's not just because I asked for it. It's because, well, of course that I asked for it, but I put my mind to it knowing for a fact, like, you know what? I wanted to expand on the podcast when I was first just doing music as an audio engineer. And then I started buying equipment. I started doing the audio, and then I'm thinking of the visuals. For sure. And I started piece by piece getting the camera, getting another camera, getting the lighting. And it works out to the point that, it's going to grow from here. No,
manifestation is so real. Even when I go back to my program that we was, like I said, Project Breakthrough, we had a saying. It was, we used to call it Street Life. And Street stood for think it, speak it, write it, execute. So you got to think it first. You got to speak it out loud, write it down, and then go execute.
That word, because I'm going to give you my ebook, because one of the words in there is like, let's execute. Because the thing is, you can speak on it, you can hope it happens, but if you don't execute, it's just at a standstill.
No, it's nothing without the execution part. That's probably the biggest part. You can have the thoughts of things, you can have the speaking it, you can write it down.
You can have the blueprint.
If you don't go execute, it won't happen. Like, and that's one of the biggest things. I've always been a big person on just doing it. Like, even this, I put that out there. I hadn't been on any podcasts this year. I'm gonna put it out there. Somebody's going to hit me back about it. And whoever says yes first, that's why I was like, yes, let's do it. I'm on it. I want to be a part of it. Let's do it. And I already like what you were doing. I already loved your setup. I already seen what you was talking about. I like your approach on podcasting. So I was like, I definitely want to go be a part of it.
Hey, I appreciate it, man, because even like the start of it, the podcast started off with just talking about music, engineering and stuff. But then when you ever heard of score.org?
Score.org, I don't know about that.
Okay, so this website is basically score.org, helps small businesses, people with LLCs, S-corps, whatever, having their own individual business. You can get free mentorships. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically you go on score.org and you could pick like either a phone call, email, text message, whatever you're comfortable with, and you can actually get a mentor dealing with either marketing, advertising, updating your website, social, all of that for free.
Score.com. Score.org. That's a real plug.
And the crazy thing about it, because I started using it, I used to have mentors like 3-4 times a week. Some of the same mentors helping me from building the brand up with Rebel Ears. I talking to them about the logo, helping me with the website, getting more in depth when it comes to like sales. Like, it's Yeah, that's what. Shout out to Devon. When I used to go to school for audio engineering, he told me and my business partner about score.org, and they help us to like flourish on.
You're not talking about Devon
things.
Stevens, are you?
Nah, wait. He was an instructor.
Okay, no, he's a producer.
I had to think about that. We know too many people.
No, I said Devon Stevens used to be with like L.A. Reeves and stuff like that.
Nah, wait, he has dreads? Okay, yeah.
Now, I have a musical background too. I used to be in music as well.
What? Like, what's your background?
My background, I was an intern and I was a manager.
No,
some of the people I work with, it's a little, it's itchy right now. I'll say that.
I can understand. Like, even with me, because I used to intern at Castle Hill Studios, and that's where I met my mentor, Steve Habicki, who's a multi-platinum engineer. And then even, like, I rarely tell people my credits. Mm-hmm. Like, there's episodes of the podcast, you know, just to get more in depth with me. Mm-hmm. Like, some of my credits, Young Thug, Lil Yachty, Migos, 21 Savage, YG. But it was all on the aspect of my mentor. He sent me the sessions. I did like the Prince, the stems, song arrangements.
For sure.
A fun fact, this is when I was talking about the microphones, like from the last session we had at the studio, how it was terrible. That's why we're using these mics. There's one lesson changed my whole outlook on being prepared. So my mentor told me to come to his spot to work on this edit for John Legend. So he showed me that it was the track called Love Me Now, right? Mike Will Made It called him while he was showing me the setup with John Legend. He was like, I need you to fix song arrangement for Black Barbies with Nicki Minaj and Ray Shrimmer. So Steve told me, hey, I got to work on this real quick for Mike. I need you to open up this John Legend track on your MacBook. So I had my MacBook, I had my Magic Mouse, forgot my iLock. So I couldn't even open up Pro Tools.
At that moment, what are you thinking?
I messed up. You see, because the same reaction you just had, that's how I felt, because that's why I take it so serious when it comes to preparation. Like, even before you got here, lights, everything's ready. As soon as you sat down, we was already on point.
It was like, go.
It shouldn't have happened, but after that
it has to happen so you know.
After that one incident, I was like, never again.
A millionaire told me his biggest, I asked him, what's the biggest lesson? I said, if you would give anybody any advice, he was like, adversity. He said his biggest success came from he said I learned nothing from my successes. I only learned from the things that I did wrong. Because if I do it right, I never know what not to do.
That's true.
And I was like, weird fact, I was there on YG. I used to work for Polo Don.
So, yeah, shout out to him.
I was there. A lot of people don't know that YG started with Polo in LA with Poon Daddy. You from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Remember Chris Lover and Poon Daddy?
Ludacris.
Yeah, but you remember Poon Daddy was the other dude. It was Chris Lover.
Chris Lover was
Ludacris. And it was Poon Daddy.
Yeah.
Poon Daddy was YG first manager.
I ain't gonna lie, that theme song on the radio with the female, she was going in. I was like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But YG's first manager was Poon Daddy.
Oh.
I used to live in LA with Polo.
Yeah.
I used to live in LA with Polo, and YG was his artist. This is before he had a song called Tooted and Booted.
I remember.
Tooted and Booted. And a lot of people don't know that if you really listen to that song, Ty Dolla $ign on that song.
Huh?
Nobody pays attention, that was Ty Dolla $ign real first hit. Go back and watch Tooted and Booted. The dude singing on Tooted and Booted, that's Ty Dolla $ign. I used to have locks, and I used to have dreadlocks, and I didn't know nobody. So, but I knew Ty. Like, Ty, that was my dog.
Yeah.
Ty had locks. I'm like, bro, who doing my hair? He had a girl come to the studio and pull up and do my hair. Dang. So, like, that's a little backstory as far as, like, my music.
Hey, fun fact right there.
I used to be around Dr. Dre, Akon. Somebody name I'm not going to say right now just because he got a lot of other issues going on. Yeah. But I used to work for Interscope. I was an intern for Interscope back in 2009.
You got a real music background.
Yeah. But I was an intern. Polo is a family friend, and he gave me the opportunity. I got in some trouble. He was like, man, if you get out of all that trouble doing what you're doing, I beat the charge. And I beat the charge July 3rd. He had me a plane ticket July 5th. I was in LA.
You seem humble with it.
Yeah, I don't tell that part of the story because it's like, it was a part of the story. Yeah,
no, the reason why I say that, because one thing that humbled me, because Steve Habicki told me, like, at the height of, like, Black Beatles and everything that was going on, he always said, I always had to center myself because, you know, you get around certain people and you got to realize, like, your beginnings. No, but, you know, you got to humble yourself because you never know if you're going to be in an opportunity. Me and that same person, you were just, like, boasting and then making yourself look like Really? Yeah, you gotta humble yourself.
I've been somewhere and Ty seen me, and he was like, I didn't even have access to get in where I was at. I was just at an event.
Yeah.
And he was like, they call me J Rock in LA.
Yeah.
And he was like, J Rock, like he was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, come here, like come over here. I'm like, bro, chill. Like people like, I honestly came from a great background. Shout out to my mom and my dad. They weren't together. My dad was that dude back in the day. My dad bought me a pair of shoes every week. So I grew up as a fresh kid. My mom always was super humble. She always kind of kept me grounded on the other side of it. I had the fresh side, and I had, like, this is the reality of, like, life. Like, it's not going to always be like this. So I just had a great, shout out to my step parents. I had dope step parents. Shout out to Shalom. Shout out to Naquay Jones. They were really my true foundations as far as, like, having real parents. That's why I said I just always shout out dads, because I had a great foundation, bro.
Yeah, me too, because even the opportunity of meeting Marquell, because my mom was telling me about like next level and things they was doing. Like, would you want to meet Marquell? I'm like, yeah, just like the opportunity. I'm always appreciative of my mom because she always tried to direct me in the right direction, because there's a difference from, having parents and having role models, because you can have parents and they, they do whatever. But if you have a role model, it makes you want to better yourself in the field that you're in. But then also you want them to be like, that's my boy.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And I definitely have to say, like, I think I love that point of shit. My parents were great parents, but the people who they put me around, like the people who they chose to be with at that time, were great role models. Like Naquay Jones is the reason why I was in music. Shalom Mason is the reason why I got into real estate. Like they chose great people to be around their children, and I just appreciate them so much. So when they're not even with either one, my dad is not with her anymore, and my mom is not with him anymore. Yeah. And those are I still call those people my parents. Even shout out to my new step parents. Shout out to Tasha, and shout out to my guy Kerry, my stepfather who just passed probably like 3 years ago. He left my mom so well off. To the point where my mom was able to put me in a different position that's his truck outside. You know what I'm saying? That's his truck that he couldn't get running.
Okay. I'm sorry, because I saw this post early on your stories. 124?
Sheesh.
Because when you posted, I'm like, God, you said.
He wasn't even on E.
You was like, hey, they love the black car.
They love this truck.
What about now? I'm like, God.
And it take diesel, so.
Take diesel?
Yeah, so.
Oh, okay.
So I'm already at $3.16 when everybody, people be talking about what gas prices. I'm like, I don't even care what gas is right now. Like, don't even tell me about that. But nah, I was just put in a dope position. My stepfather passed, and my mom was like, what you want? I was like, I need a house and a car, and give me like a year or two to be able to get myself together to just go out here and really try to learn this stuff. And she gave me the opportunity. Like, shout out to Tanya Driver, man. I love my mama. I love my mama, bro. Like, talking about somebody who love their mama, I love my mama and I love my daddy, bro.
I love my parents.
Shout out. I make a post every couple months. I'd be like, shout out to my mama liking my daddy. Shout out to my daddy lying to my mama about his age. Because if he would have never lied, he might have never got her. So
yeah, that's a big thing, because you can have parents that just send you down the wrong path. Nah, and it could be a whole different story. But just having like.
That's what took me so long, bro. I was actually chilling with my dad.
You didn't tell me.
We was watching football. Like I woke up this morning and was just like, I ain't kicked it with my dad in a minute because I've been just so focused on the real estate,
you have to have time for your friends and family, because even like right now, my wife is at the Kirk Franklin concert with a few of her friends, because time goes by when you're working, even creating content, working on the business, and then you think about like what centers you, family and your closest friends, not just any friends, like your closest friends.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely, man. No, I completely agree.
Yeah. Now, the last thing, brand building. Now, I want to get into a little of that, because I know when people think of brands, they're thinking about, like, good example, the McDonald's logo. Mm-hmm. You see the orange arc and you see the red. Mm-hmm. The
yellow arch and the red underline.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, the yellow supposed to bring you in, but the red supposed to like kick you out.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't even know like how in depth you can be when it comes to branding.
Yeah, colors are super big. Shout out to Miss Gordon. Economics in high school, I learned a lot about branding. My economics teacher, she taught me a lot about branding and just understanding like markets and stuff like that. My personal stance on it is personal brands. I feel like personal brands build out bigger brands. So like
more organic.
Yeah. People love the Black Runway experience, but people love Don and Angel. Yeah. Like Don and Angel are the Black Runway experience, even though we're not the Black Runway experience. It's about the vendors and everything, but people buy into who they like.
That's true.
And that's when I think about branding, it's not about the colors and all those things do matter, but people buy from who they like. People do business with people who they like. So that's my biggest thing when it comes down to branding. If people don't like you, they're not going to buy from you.
They don't care how good the brand looks.
They don't care how you can have whatever you want to have. People fall in love with the people. I mean, you got to even think about it when it comes down to sports. People fall in love with players on the team, and that's, I'm a LeBron fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm following LeBron. I hate the Lakers. I am a Laker hater, but I'm a Laker fan right now because of LeBron.
Yeah.
But I'm a Laker. Because Allen Iverson was my favorite basketball player, and they took a ring from my boy back in.
He should have.
Yeah. They took a ring from my boy. So like I said, when it comes down to that, people buy from who they like.
That's true.
Like people like, especially I feel like in our society right now, it's because of social media, because of how close you can get to brands now. People want to know people don't care about what you're selling. I'll buy from you because I met you.
Yeah.
I'll come to your podcast because I met you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your podcast could have said heebie-jeebie. You know what I'm saying? And it would have been because I had already met your person. I understood your energy. I like how you talked. I like how you presented yourself.
Yeah.
That I'm okay with coming in. I know he not on no foolishness.
Yeah.
So that's why I think the importance of branding is who you are and what you're representing. So like that's my take on like, I think the personal brand is more important than the business brand.
I agree on that. Because even when we was talking about David and then Nikki with their brand itself, like Social Proof would be nothing without David because he's the structure. Because let's say next day he's replaced. They're going to follow David like, okay, he's not here. Where's he now?
Where's Shan's at?
Yeah, that's it. They're going to automatically go to who they gravitate towards.
He just let go of his biggest name in his brand.
What?
Sleepers for Suckers.
Yeah, he did.
He changed his name to David Shan's.
Yeah, because I was like, why? Every time I type it in, it's like David. Yeah, Sleepers for Suckers. Yeah,
he changed it because he became bigger than his brand. People fell in love with David Shan's.
That's true.
Their Sleepers for Suckers is what kind of got him there, but people fell in love, like you said, with Shan's. I wanted to be around Shan's. I didn't care about the Social Proof. I didn't care about his podcast. I wanted to be able to be around a person of Shan's because I love how he interviews. I wanted to be Shan's. Like I'm saying it here first. I'm going to be the biggest podcast. I'm going to be better than that.
Yeah, that's what life's about. You gotta be better than the next.
For sure.
In any shape or form. Just like with, I'm trying to remember who was it. It was someone, okay, like good example, Drake.
Yeah.
Like he has the most hits.
For sure.
There's only a matter of time someone's gonna beat his record. Maybe. It's gonna be hard to do.
It's gonna be hard to do, but yeah, it's gonna be.
But the thing is, like he accomplished that feat. Mm-hmm. Someone further down the line.
It gives it a new scale to be able to get to where we want to go.
But if he keep coming out with records, man, it's gonna be hard.
I mean, but think about who he came behind. He came behind
Lil
Wayne. Who already had, like, he had something that he had to go fight for because he had Lil Wayne as an example to be able to even strive towards.
And what did Lil Wayne tell Drake? Go in the studio with bullets.
Like, why not, bro? Why not? And even meeting Shan's, like now, I don't have a personal relationship with Shan's, but now actually meeting Shan's and seeing it, I was like, oh, it's accomplishable. I thought about this dude.
Yeah.
I watched this man on TV, and I can, like I said, I can show you right now where I'm hearing him and Marquel have a one on how Marquel podcast, and then to turn around and Marquel is considering me and Kev as his executive producers and his producers for his podcast. Like,
congratulations.
Man, this is like it's a different level of like, this is what I manifested. This is what I wanted to be. This is where I wanted to be around Marquel, and I wanted to be better than Shan's. I'm in that space. I'm literally in the journey part. And I think that's what Biggie was saying.
The journey part. It's not about the destination.
It's the journey.
Because as soon as you get there, you be like, that's it. You're supposed to, even the process of, like right now, we're recording this, I'm going to enjoy the process of editing, fixing the audio, getting sure the light is good, and then uploading it, hope it's clear. I'll be like, oh, okay, I like this part. That's the journey.
Man, the journey is so much more important. And to be transparent and honest right now, that's the part I'm trying to get better at, bro. As a man, being personal is being present. Mm-hmm. Like, even in this moment, I'm going to take the moment to, like, be here.
Yeah.
Like, and I think a lot of times we miss it. Like, I'm doing this right now. I'm shooting a podcast right now for something that I want to do in my brand. And that's the thing about it, is being present in the moment. Like,
do you do a lot of mindfulness?
A lot of mindfulness. I need to get better. I need to get better. Mindfulness and somebody put me on that book. You talking about the book, like the book? Have you read the book Mindfulness? It's a book called Mindfulness, and it's just being present in the moment of things. And like I said, I had to take a moment right then. That's why I kind of paused, because I'm like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now. It's not what I need to get into. It's not what I need to do. And a lot of times we miss the moments. Like the first 3 shows are a blur to me, bro.
Really?
The first 3 fashion shows are a blur to me.
Because you was like caught up in like
I was caught up in what I didn't do, what I should have got done. Are we gonna do this again? How can I be present right now? I'm in it. Like even right now, I'm in it. I'm at Rebel Ears. I'm here. This is not the video afterwards is gonna be great, but I'm doing it now. And I think a lot of times we miss that as far as just like people. We're like, we've got caught up in this whole, and I think that's the problem with social media. We've got caught in this, what do I do next? Or what have I done? I'm here right now, talking to you, having this conversation. I'm having a real interaction. I can touch you right now. And this is the reality of things. The present, I mean, the future isn't here yet. I can't do anything about it. The past has already happened. I can't do nothing.
But at the present moment,
Be here.
I'm big on that too. I'm glad you said that too, because a lot of times, even like shout out to the One More Time podcast with Henry and Ben, because they interviewed some of the like top A&Rs, engineers, producer, and Henry was talking to me like, man, this like the transition from like the first episode, we're at like episode 200 and some change, and you know sometimes we just sit back and be like, that's crazy. But then, you know, how fast-paced life is, sometimes you just got to take a moment and step back before it just passes by. Even, like, with my boys. I don't know if we're going to get a pumpkin tonight, but we're going to carve a pumpkin. Something like little that I know they're going to remember and love that.
Man, the fashion show is falling the same week of my daughter. She's in, like, whatever the thing is. Like, I don't know. It's like...
Girl Scout?
Not Girl Scouts. It's Cub Scouts because it's, like, boys and girls. Whatever the case is, it's the same weekend as the show.
Yeah.
And, well, they supposed to have, like, an overnight sleep thing. And I'm like... They're having activities and everything the day of the fashion show. And I'm like, she knows she can't go. And I'm like, well, all right, well, just tell her we're going to invite all your cousins over the night before the fashion show. And we just going to have a whole little camp out in the backyard. And I'm just going to be able to do it. Because it's about being present for the kids. Like, so you have to be present for the children. Like,
got to.
You have to be.
And I love how you made the effort, because some people have been like, man, you're just going to miss it. You made an effort to do something different. Like, you know what? I know you're not going to be able to go, but this is what I'm going to do for you.
Man, I was trying to tell my girl, I was like, well, let's just do it. We don't have to I'm going to leave. Y'all just come at like 2 o'clock. And then my girl was like, bro, there's no way we're not going to be able to stop. She's like, she's just not going to be able to go. My girl was like, she's not going to be able to go.
Yeah,
that'll
be too much.
And I was like, I can't let her down for this.
Yeah.
We gonna figure this out. So that's what we doing. So all my cousins and nieces and nephews, y'all can come to the house the night before. So I created Behind the Brand to basically give brands an opportunity to basically do exactly what we do at the Black Runway Experience, but we do it on Instagram Live. So basically people can learn about these brands where it's individually talking about them. At the fashion show, it's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of different things. Yeah. But we're going to do Behind the Brand so I can actually tap into these brands and actually be able to talk to them and let people know this is what this brand is about. With each and every brand. And I want to do it with other brands who are not a part of the show. It could be future brands, it could be brands. I went live the first time that I ever did. Well, the first time I did it this year, I just went live, and whoever went live with me, let's talk about your brand. So I got to get you on Behind the Brand.
hey, let's set it up. Let's do it.
Whenever you're ready, man.
Okay. So real quick, how can people get in touch with you, get in touch with the Black Runway Experience?
If you want to get in contact with me, follow me at the Black Runway Experience. If you want to DM, me and Andrew have complete control of that page. My personal page is All Star Dutch. Hers is Blazing_Enigma. But that's how you get in contact with me. If you want to get tickets, our tickets on the Eventbrite. But just holler at us at the Black Runway Experience. We have a website. Everything you need is right there at the Black Runway Experience. You can Google it. You can tweet it. Whatever you want to do, the Black Runway Experience is there. I can tap in with us there.
All right. And for those who's watching, this episode has been brought to you by the Takeoff ATL event that happens every Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. at East Atlanta Village Treehouse. Y'all should go there. Shout out to King Fresh for all he's doing. The owner of Crown Me, an amazing brand. But from everybody at Rebel Ears, want to tell everybody thank you for listening and watching. Keep tuning in.